Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day today. Um, I just wanted to get on here and share a thought that I had with you guys. And I know, man, right now life is crazy out here, and you got all kinds of stuff going on, so much confusion. You got this happening over here in this part of the world, this happening over here, and it's just like we got stuff going on in our own homes and with our own selves that's like way more important, but it's so much distraction and so many things to be distracted by, to where it's just easier to kind of like forget about who we are and ourselves and what's best for us, and what's our purpose of being here, because there's a lot of lost a lot of lost feeling, like a lot of feelings of being lost right now, and not knowing which direction to go, not knowing where to turn, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to pursue, not knowing where to spend your time, because we all have a limited amount of time that we have here, and not knowing how to spend that and where to spend that, you're just gonna be like kind of going through life, not feeling, you feel like you out of place. You don't know where you're supposed to be. Seem like things are never like happening in a way that you feel like you have peace with the way things are going. So I just wanted to share a thought that I had, because me too. I think about, like, why are we here? Like, what's the purpose of being here? Like, what's the point of our life? And I guess what I've come to understand that, I mean, we all were created for something, from something, but we were created to be whatever we are created to be. Like all other beings and living beings that's here in the world and in nature. And the word being has pretty much, I feel like, everything to do with why we are here, which is being. We're supposed, like, if we are being something, then, but to get to that point, it takes time, it takes understanding, and it takes like trials and tests that you have to go through. And how I've come to that conclusion is, the point that hit me was, there are 7 stages of being. And I would like to just share my thoughts on those 7 stages of being, and like how to maneuver through those 7 stages, to kind of, I guess, start on your path to becoming I am, which is, to me, is the final stages of being. And me looking around at nature and human nature and all things in the world and in the universe, it only makes sense for everything to take these paths and these steps and go through these stages to becoming whatever you were created to become or be. And so the middle stage, where I see a lot of people stuck and struggle at and sit at, is the believing stage. So if that's the middle stage, then I would say you have 3 stages before and 3 stages after the believing stage. So believing stage is like, you have a belief in something. Like most people believe in something, but that's just kind of where it stays. It's like you have a belief in something, and something got you to that point to where you have a belief in something, but there's other stages after that you should pursue. But a lot of people don't pursue those because maybe their belief in whatever they believe in, maybe it's not evident. Maybe they don't have proof to go further than that. Maybe they don't have confidence to go further than the believing stage. So from what I've seen and what I've noticed, a lot of people are either at the belief stage. Now you have a lot of people who've completed through the stages, like a lot of things in nature have completed the stages and are at the final stage. But the majority of people, a lot of people, seems like that I've run into, that I meet every day, because I'm one of those people. It's like the believing stage is where a lot of people are stuck, and it's kind of hard to get past that. So I will go backwards from that. From the believing stage, you have the thinking stage. Thinking. So this is where you like take time to like reflect on things. You're actually using your mind, and you're using your brain, using your memory. You're using like, all of your cognitive thinking to develop a belief. And that's like, to me, that's the most important stage for someone to be in. It's the thinking stage, because it's just like if you preparing for a test, or you studying. It's like that's a crucial time to where you can start like actually like analyzing things and looking at things and viewing things, and you start thinking about things, and you start having this idea in your head, and you start like going over it and replaying it and looking at things from different scenarios and different views and different outlooks. All of this takes place in the thinking stage. But to do that, it also requires you to have silence around you to be able to think. And that's something that a lot of people struggle to have, because maybe you have all of the right tools that you need, but the silence, everything around you won't be quiet enough so you can think. So thinking it needs to be taken very seriously, and that's an important part that where if you struggle to be able to think properly, and to think and to come up with your own thoughts, and to like really reflect on something, and use your memory and use your own cognitive thinking, and develop certain ideas, whether it could be anything. It could be thinking about anything, like a career plan or career path, or where you need to place yourself at the workplace, or in your life, or what decisions that you should go pursue, or what's best for you, or what fits best for you, what makes most sense to you. All of this is like discovered in your thinking phase. It's just like I say, the test, like you say, you got to study for a test, and you have all the best study material. Like, let's just use a high school student, for example, or a middle school student. You have all the best study material. You have the books, you have a computer, you have a laptop, you have all of the notes, you have flashcards, you have all of the things that you need to study. But the space you have to study at, you try to put yourself in the zone to where you can study, but maybe outside of the room, or in this same house, or in this same area that you got other people doing things that are very distractive. Like, they want to party all the time, so you got all of this noise that's going on in the other room, and you got other people talking and carrying on. It makes it way harder for you to study and to think in those type of environments, in those zones, even if you have the right proper tools and all of the equipment that you will need to be successful. Your environment will kind of like limit you to being able to study properly or to think properly. So, but it's like, that's the challenging part too, to kind of separate yourself away from those things, because it's like, that's the scary part. Thinking is a very crucial part that everybody needs to spend a lot of time in. And once you do that, everything else will kind of start to fall in place once you do the proper thinking. But to me, that's a very important stage. It's thinking stage. You get a lot understanding, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of understanding through the thinking stage, which will carry you on to your belief. So, but before the thinking stages, which is a place a lot of people are also stuck at, is the I don't care stage. And that's just basically sounds like what it is. I don't care. So wherever they are in their life right now, or it's time to study to prepare for this test, but I don't care about the test. Maybe I don't care about the test because I know I don't have I don't have what I need to be able to think properly. That could be a reason why I don't care. I don't care because I had a belief in something, and the next stage after that showed me that my belief wasn't true. So now I have to go back to the thinking stage. And a lot of people don't. It's hard. It's like, to fail at something is like a challenge for a lot of people to bounce back from that, to want to pursue another ideal and have the thought if they're gonna fail from that too. So it's just easier to not care. It's just way easier to not even care anymore than to try to think again, which is also a place I know a lot of people are having trouble getting away from. It's the I don't care stage, and that could you could tell if you are in the I don't care stage about how responsible you are. So if you show me somebody who's not responsible, I'll show you somebody who doesn't probably care. And that's just like an area that's really like an area for you to grow. You can grow from I don't care, but that's gonna require work though to get to the thinking part. And then back one more step, stage behind that, before that, is the being used stage. So you have the believing stage, where you actually have a belief in something. You have a thinking stage, which you develop your thinking. You spent time thinking. You spent time in your solitary. You spent time in your solitude to think and to isolate yourself, to actually do your thinking and your studying, and use your mind to come up with some kind of answers that you will need for yourself. You do all of this through your thinking stage. And before that stage, you have the I don't care stage. So now we at the being used stage, which is also a lot of people are at this stage. This is the stage to where you start to feel the most depression. You start to feel like there's kind of no use. So it's like you are less than not caring, because now it's like it's not even a point to care. So you don't. It's like caring don't matter no more. Now it's you being used. You being used and abused by all of the things around you. So it's kind of like whatever your beliefs are, whatever your understanding, whatever you're thinking about, it's all being overridden by your environment, by your situation, by your circumstances. You just basically being used right now. It's like you feel like the weakest link. It feel like it's just you being used. You just feel used. You feel useless. You being used, but you feel useless. It's where, like I say, this is where the stage of depression and anxiety comes in at, and it's like the survival mode stage. There's a lot of people stuck in this stage too. There's really no other where to go less than this than being used. I mean, you got other stage. It being in the stage of being used could be as worse, could be as bad, or could be better than whatever. It's like it's a broad spectrum of being used. But to me, that's like the farthest stage before belief that anything in nature could find itself in as, even if it's like I said, even if it's anything in nature, you being used. It's just like, it's not saying that there's still not a purpose for you. It's not saying that what are you being used for is your purpose. It's just that you kind of just at the mercy of everything around you at that point. It's like you being used. So I don't have to spend too much more time on talking about that, but a lot of people feel like that, and they going through that stage. So I go to the other side of believing. So, and this is where it kind of gets to the point to where you start to feel like you on the path to peace and like understanding, and like things feel like they're starting to work in your favor a little bit. But the next stage after believing is knowing. So once you have a belief in something, now it's time to test that belief. And whatever it is, you test that belief so you would know. It could be anything. Whatever you have a belief in, whatever you believing in, the next stage to becoming something or being something is to know if what you believing in is what it is, or if it's not what it is. But whatever the case it is, you know now. You know. If you you just know. It's like, it could be anything. I don't want to give an example because knowing could be anything specific for anybody, because that's where you would develop like what path that you should go on, because now you know. And this is also a crucial point for you to, say you had a belief in something, and you come to know. Well, say you had a belief in something, and the thing you had a belief in, you thought a lot about this. You thought about it, now you have a belief in it. And you come to find out that now you know that what your belief is, it's not exactly what you know what I'm saying? It's not that. So you know it's something else. You know it's something different than what you believing in. So that can either go one of two ways. You can either go on to the next stage from knowing, or you can go back all the way back to thinking again. And that's why I say a lot of people are stuck at the believing stage, because a lot of people don't want to know because it could be wrong. But it's like they don't want to know because it could not be right, or it could not be accurate, and it could be something else. So that means that you would have to go backwards. Going backwards is not a terrible thing, especially if you're going backwards to thinking. You can gain more power by going back to thinking. You can't gain much power by going back to don't caring, but you can gain a lot of power by going back to thinking and then having another belief and then trying to know again. So that's why I say a lot of people are stuck at the believing stage, because to know means to try and to test it and to put it to a test. And some things fail the test. Some things don't pass the test. Some things are a little bit different than what you might have believed them to be once you know what it is. Like, you know, but all of this is very powerful things that you have to go through on your journey to being something. So belief, then you know, and once you know, it's kind of only one other thing to do. After that is you do, which is that's when the consistency comes in. So once you know that eating an apple, for example, once you know that eating an apple or eating fruit and vegetables are way healthier than eating chips and candy and junk food all the time. Once you know that, maybe you believed at one point that eating junk food and like eating candy and chips and drinking sodas, once you believe that, okay, nothing was going to happen to me, but now you know that that's not the best diet if you want to be healthy. So once you know that, okay, for me to be healthy, I need to change my diet up to go with something that's more beneficial for me, and that's different from what I've been doing. I know this now. I know now. So the next stage is to do. and it's to stay consistently doing what it is that you know. Like, it might be challenging to get away from eating the cookies and the chips and the snacks and all of these things to go into a different diet. But to do, it's where your chances, where you are to be consistent at doing something. It's like you doing. It's like you start to doing. You doing it. That's the next stage after knowing. Once you know, then you do. Once you know better, you do better. That's the next instant stage after knowing, is you doing. And the final stage after doing is to becoming I am. So it's like now it's like it's just who you are. It's just to be. It's just you are to be. It's just like a flower. A flower is going to be the best flower that it can be because it knows that it's a flower. It knows that I can't get up and change to be anything else. I'm accepting this is who I am. I'm accepting that this is what I am, and this is what I am. I'm going to be this. I am this. I am what I am. So those are the stages to me that I've come to the conclusion of as to being, and that's what I know that we should aim for, to be what we're created to be. And going through all of those stages, I know it will get you there. So I pray that and I hope that this helps somebody on their journey. It's a lot of things you're going to unpack by going through these stages and discovering things about yourself. Shedding, you're going to go through a shedding phase, you're going to go through a growing phase. You're going to go through shedding phases, you're going to go through growing phases. But these stages, like, that's like the most simplified version that I've come to be able to help me understand what it is that, you know, that'll bring me peace and understanding to who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing here. And I hope that helps somebody. And I love y'all, and peace, and have a beautiful day.